Hello you guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my first video, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a Boujee makeup tutorial, I guess. It's not that bougie, but we'll call it that because I know if I'll say basic, you're gonna be like, this isn't basic. So without further ado, let's get into the video. To start off, I'm just going to put my hair back in a scrunchie. So you always want to start putting your makeup on with a clean face, moisturize, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to be using this Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. If you can read that if it's not backwards. I'll link it down below, but I'll link all the products I use down below. So first I'll start off with like, I would say like a pea-size amount because a grape size is like a lot, it goes a long ways. So I'm going to be looking in the mirror below if you're wondering what I'm looking at. But I'll try to stay focused on the camera. And then usually if I need a little more, I'll just use a little more because before I'd just take out way too much and waste it. And I don't know, it kind of makes your face cakey if you put too much primer. Surprisingly, at least for my skin type. I'm just using my finger and I'm just rubbing it everywhere. And once that's rubbed in, I'll go ahead and do my eyebrows. Yeah, my routine's a little bit weird. Just wait till the end. Okay, I'm going to start off with doing my eyebrows. Sometimes I don't use this, but I'm going to be using it today. Anastasia Dip Brow and Chocolate. With a very tiny, let's see if you can even see this, very tiny brush on paint on my hands. So I just put a little medium amount, get the brush coated, just kind of define the eyebrow arch and the point. My hand's really shaky. Sometimes it doesn't look as good as I want it to, but most of the time. But you can always fix it at the end. This is just kind of like my base of my face I start off with. Because I feel like my eyebrows do take up most of my face. Well, my eyes are pretty big too, but for the most part. Just draw them to be a little bit longer, a little more dramatic. And I'll do this one as well. I don't know why, I'm out of breath. Not normal. It's really hard when you have shaky hands, but we make do. Just like a little fluffy eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to do this color. It's bright, but whatever. I almost dropped it. You didn't see that. So I'm gonna just be doing around the crease. Above the crease actually, I'm sorry. I have big eyes. And then I'll be doing this side, above the crease, in between the arch of your eyebrow. And you know, it's pretty bright. This lighting is not doing me justice, but I don't want to be looking too bright out there. But I also do love colors, so I always want to incorporate some type of colors. You know me. Okay, so once I get this orange down, I'm going to be using that same brush I used for the base. I'm going to be going in with a darker color. It's brown. This palette's so messy. I'm going to be putting it on your whole eyelid. Do this eye. Do a little bit more because it's not giving what it needs. So next, I will actually be doing sparkles a little bit. I lied, but I couldn't resist. Look at that, look at that, look at that. So I'm gonna be using just a small little brush. You can hardly see it. And I usually dip it in some water. And then I hope that it stays. Yeah, okay, okay. I already see the mess coming my way from these sparkles though. I'm not ready for this. Okay, the lighting's terrible. I promise I'll do better, but it's getting a little clumpy. Sometimes I'll just get a different brush and flatten it out, or I'll use the same brush and then go across it. This is the messy part, and the hardest part is just making this not look kind of crazy, but don't want to look like a drag queen tonight. Usually it happens every time. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do a little bit of makeup, like a natural look. And then I end up putting these sparkles on my eyes, regretting my whole life. That's a little dramatic, but okay, let's see. Hopefully that is working. A little messy, but we'll clean it. I'm back and I'm gonna be putting more eyeshadow around the sparkly part. If you can see that. So I'm going to be using, I think this color. It's kind of like dark orangey, reddish, maroon. I don't know. Let's hope it looks okay in the crease. I'm just keeping it on the end. Okay. Not bad. You can hardly see it. I'm sorry. This lighting. Okay. Not terrible. I'm not upset. It's not looking anything like the picture, but what'd I say? I get a little carried away. Then I'm going to be using a smaller brush and going with this color, Oasis. It's a little bit lighter than the color I just used. And go underneath my eye. I forgot you probably want to close your eyes during this part because you can get some eyeshadow in there. Next I will be going in with my foundation finally. This is what I use, I love it. It Cosmetics. It's in shade light, so I'm very light as you can see. Since I already put my primer on, I'm all set. I'm just gonna put a little on my finger. And I kind of just mix it up. Sometimes the color gets a little off. You can't notice it, but that's what they say. And just watch the magic. I know I don't do it very professional, but honestly I feel like it works better using my fingers because you can blend it into every crevice and pore. It's gonna be red. You can't really see it on film, but we got a little rosacea sometimes, so I love this stuff. It's really, I got some on my eyelash. It's very concealing and very like natural looking. It's not too cakey. Gives you a finished glow. And I usually was the type to always buy matte foundations, but this I put a little setting powder and we good to go. So I'm put some on my forehead. Where do I get on my lashes? Let's blend it. Alright, so I'm going to be using this concealer. It is Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I don't think I've ever read the thing. I just bought it. And I saw that it was the Fab First Aid Beauty, whatever that is, but I just knew I liked that. I used their primer, so I was gonna try it. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Because I don't really love concealer. I don't know why. I think, got in my eyes, but I have a lot of pores, so you can kind of see it in depth when I brighten them, but it gives you a nice lift. Oh, I think I'm blind in my left eye. I just stabbed this bristles in it. So it kind of gives you a lifted look. Sometimes I'll blend it with my fingers because I have like eye bags, you know, like that, and get stuck in there. So after I do that, I will do my bronzer, contour, or whatever you all want to call it. I'm using the NARS Laguna bronzer. And I just use this little brush from, I think it was from, sorry. And it might look like a lot at first, but we're gonna blend her. We're gonna blend her. Blender. You want to blend pretty good so it doesn't look like a line. Don't worry, we're gonna go fix that as well. Just blend the edges of my forehead because, honey, I got a 5 head. I gotta make that 4 or 3. Okay, once I blend that in, sometimes I'll go like here, but I'm always scared I'm gonna make it too dark and it's gonna look like a foundation line. But it's nighttime, so we'll give it a go. Then lastly, I'll do a little bit of contouring on my nose just because it blends in. It's not just like popping out foundation and you don't really notice it. I don't go too crazy. Just a little bronzer. My light died, so I'm back. So I'm gonna be using this like translucent powder. It's all worn away because it was in my bag, but Revolution, I believe, banana powder. Usually I'll just use a little bit and pour it onto something or my hand, depending on the day and the resources available, but make sure your hand's clean always. You don't want acne, trust me. Been there, done that. So I'll just put some on my areas, usually where I get oily, T-zone, mainly my forehead. And it kind of mattifies it. Then I'll also go underneath the bronzer to kind of give it a little highlight, but nothing too crazy. And then just kind of blend it together so it's not too harsh. Next, I'm going to use this Glossier, I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. This is the first product I bought from them, but I love it. It's like a cheek blush. And it's called Cloud Paint in the color Puff. I'll just put like a little bit on my finger and wherever my cheeks are. Why am I going like this? And I kind of just put it on the high ends of my cheek and blend it all the way out. I know you all are gonna laugh at me, but this is my highlighter, broken, destroyed off of that. But it works so good. It's Ofra Cosmetics. So, I'm gonna get my brush. Where's my brush? I I guess I'll use this one. And then I'll just put a little bit on my cheekbones. You can see it even in this lighting. I really don't have that big cheekbones, so we gotta make them pop. And I'll just kind of blend that in. Then I'll put like a tiny bit on my pinky. And just do the tip of my nose. Like a little button nose. More like Rudolph, but it's okay. Sometimes I'll put a little bit on here. And just blend it together. It looks a little bit intense on camera because it picks it up, but in real life, you'll be fine. Okay, and I'm back to doing my eyeshadow. I know I move all over the place, but ADHD at its finest. So I'm gonna dip this in water, and then I'm just gonna use this broken Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in the color Moon Dance. Because it's just worked so good. I don't want to throw it away because it was like $30. Don't ask me why I bought it. Don't ask me. I'm just going to put it in the inner corner of my eye. I'm like smelling it. Getting in the zone. If you have a shaky hand like me, sometimes I'll just use my other hand to balance it, or if I put lipstick on, it really helps. Alright, so next I'm gonna go back, well, not really with my eyebrows, but kind of with my eyebrows. And I'm gonna highlight underneath. So I did the concealer underneath, but now I'm gonna highlight. And to be honest, I might put a little more concealer, because sometimes, you know, you just gotta go and see how it looks. Just a little more popping if I can find my brush. Where? Found it. I found it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little more concealer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a highlight. Cause this just really makes it pop. And I know it's kind of like layers, but like that's painting, so same difference. And then this time I might just add a little bit around the edges. And then blend that in. I'm sorry I forget to look at the camera. But so now I'm gonna use that small angled brush and just highlight underneath. You can see that looks a little intense, I know. But the angle is a little bit up there. Unless you're like 6'7", then no one's gonna see me from this angle, so let's just hope none of y'all are 6'7" in real life. Alright, and then I'll kind of like blend it a little bit. Now I'm going to attempt to do my eyeliner on camera. This is the first, so just give me a round of applause if I do it right. Let's see. I've got sparkles everywhere. Kind of already messed up, but we'll go with it. Here's a tip: if you struggle doing your eyeliner, put on some fake lashes over it. Sometimes it helps. Okay, that did not go well. We gotta clean this up. So I managed to do my eyeliner. Not perfect, but it's okay. I put on some lashes, and now I'm gonna be putting on a little bit of mascara, just where I put lashes on the ends. I cut them in half, and I just like to make my eyes look wider because I have pretty round eyes. I'm gonna be using Almost rubbed it and got black all over me. Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal. And I just love the wand on this, even though you can hardly see it, it just works so well. Like, I'll bring you on this journey with me.
And I'm just gonna try to hug you like this. And then my lashes. And on my face.
And the last step, put on some lipstick. I'm gonna be using the Kat Von D old favorite Lolita color. Now that I've finished my makeup, I will take out my ponytail and my clips and get dressed. Show you what I'll be wearing tonight to karaoke. Never been, so pray for me.